Hi guys, welcome back. Episode number 8 on the Infinite Gaming server. Um, I was doing some recording while I built this up. However, it doesn't have any of my audio in it. Silly little mistake or something or other. Actually, I know where the mistake was. It's totally my fault. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty well for what I was had in mind. Let's go down and take a look. It's not completely finished. There's some of the places that I want to black out kind of on the side of the island. You can still see I haven't done any of that work, but as far as the pathway goes, it's pretty good. Hear my dog barking in the background. It sounds like the neighbors are out. Yeah. Get my wool back because that's a pretty valuable resource right now. So yeah. You come in. I'll show you one of the times when you come through the island, but the water sort of disappears and comes and pushes you over. It's not ideal, but yeah, once you get into the water streams, there's still a couple of places you can see through. Yeah, some of the places over there still have to black out on this side. However, so when we were working on it last there, I had the single pattern, the checker box, just like at the back there, and I changed it to this two by one profile that follows the same as the stairs up, and my preference is still for the checker box, the checkerboard pattern, the 1 by 1, the back. However, the two by one pattern that follows the symmetry of the stairs just looks a lot better as we come up. So that's a good compromise. That's kind of the best way to say that, I guess. Then yeah, you come up and come around. There's a little place to get down to the rest of the end, so we don't always have to break the walls. And there's little details like these corners. We got really lucky in this corner, this side, because we have the opening, didn't need to be blended at all. But because I wanted to keep the profile on both sides of the stairs the same, we would have potentially had to blend this corner a little bit, which means that we wouldn't be able to necessarily follow the same 2 by 1 pattern. That's at least what I call blending. But it just worked out perfectly that I guess it would be a 25% chance. Maybe that seems right in my head, but I'm not sure if that's right. Anyways, it just worked out perfectly that we could follow the same pattern all the way down. So that nothing wrong with that. Then this top part is just, for some reason, I really like it with the bedrock. I don't know, but yeah, I'm pretty tickled with how this looks. This looks really cool for some reason, just to me. And that's all that really matters. Yeah, I think there's still one or two places I might have missed here with the wool. There's one more there. Oops. In black. No. Okay. So then we actually come across a really unique problem, which is why I started up there in the first place. I should have talked about this first. When you put in a typical enderman farm design, you typically go opposite or anywhere off the island. It doesn't really matter where you go, but you usually just go right from your obsidian platform there and run off 250 250 blocks, something like that, off into the distance. The distance isn't really a problem to travel, but the idea is that the enderman can't spawn on the island when you're that far off into the distance. That's why That's why you go off, so you can control the spawning. We didn't slab the whole island. We slabbed 150 blocks, I think. 150 from the center of the portal or something like that. Far enough that we have some leeway out a little bit, and the enderman won't spawn farther out. Oh, I got another problem there. Oopsie. Far enough out that the enderman won't spawn, and everything is slabbed. There's zero places that the enderman can spawn right now. I even have one on top of my crafting table. And I had one spot in this corner, and I couldn't figure out what was happening. I kept having endermen spawn there. And I swear it was all glass and all slabs, but he was still spawning. So I just broke the slabs, put them down, and I haven't seen it happen again. But yeah, the idea is that we can kind of put the enderman farm where we want, which is kind of a unique problem. I don't really think anyone's had that problem before. And I kind of originally thought about putting it by the beacon there, just so we could kind of watch. So now that you guys kind of know the outlet, I'm just gonna go across a couple of the different areas we can go potentially put it. And I 70% have my mind made up, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm gonna go and creative and play with something. So the original idea was to put it over by the beacon here, because you could kind of watch as you came up this hill. You can kind of watch the enderman falling, but the end level is right at the top here, which means that all we'd have to do is run the enderman farm basically underneath this platform, so that this glass, they'd be right on the back side of this glass, so you could watch them falling down right beside you, which is still something we might do. That's kind of my second favorite option. And you could also watch from this side as they fall down and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's the first place was kind of set back in kind of where I'm highlighting here, or I think I showed you in the last episode. And I don't think we're going to put it where I showed you in the last episode. If anywhere, we put it right up against this wall, which is fine. But we also have leeway to do it out here. The only thing to do is to figure out the pathways, because if it... Sorry about that, guys. I just had to just take a second there. Yeah, so the running behind the glass is my second favorite place. We can put it anywhere we really want, including somewhere like we could run it right here and right off the end of this pathway. It's gonna have to be sunk down 20 or 30 blocks. I think we're at about 55. We should go down to at least the 20s or so. I would think down, but that puts us right at the level to watch the enderman going by, and then it's just a matter of working out the paths. So if we put it right here, we can just put the path off this side instead and have it spiral down. Just gonna let my dog out. Yeah, so that's there's lots of options like that. We can go in any direction we want. What I'm potentially toying with in my mind is that it might not have to be straight either. And this is what I have to go play with in creative. What I'm thinking, your typical enderman farm design runs off of 2 tripwire hooks. And that's what triggers everything to run. So in theory, with your 2 tripwire hooks, you can go, well, actually as wide as 2 redstone signals. So it's 30 blocks wide, I think. Most people just run at about 16. So you can see as our redstone comes down here, it's going to be powered from this side stronger. And the pistons to push the enderman off. So we could go potentially as wide as that. What I'm curious about, though, is we should be able to make with losing a little bit of efficiency, we should be able to make a right-hand turn, well, in theory, you could actually zigzag it. But we should be able to go in. How would this work? You wouldn't actually be able to see this corner because you need the tripwire hooks like that. But you should be able to have kind of a kiddie corner like this. Can I do a little jumping? And have two facing into you. And I can't see a problem with that. So yeah, I'm going to go into creative and see if I can work out the design in such a way that we can basically do two, like all you're really doing is just duplicating the farm side by side. And so then you'd have the pad at the bottom would just have a turn in it. And I think instead of going at an angle like this, I think we'd run the first one in an angle right here into this, and then have a 90-degree out. Maybe the other way, actually. Well, so this is what I need to just do a bit of thinking on, because I just kind of had this idea this afternoon. But the thought of that is kind of intriguing to me, because then we can achieve the same thing where we have a section here where you can basically watch as they fall, which I think is a little bit perverse, but kind of interesting in the same way. And you could even do it behind this wall, because there's almost there's not much you'd have to take out there. So maybe you'd have it behind this wall. Actually, that would work. To run it right behind this wall here for 10 blocks or so, and then to run it off into the distance here 10 blocks this direction, something like that. So yeah, that's oh yeah, you guys can spawn on the wool. That's not a bad sign. So yeah, I think that's the plan we're gonna go with. I think it's interesting. It's I like doing things that are kind of innovative and really difficult, and running an end farm at a 90-degree angle seems right up my alley. So yeah, let me. I'm gonna go into creative, guys. I'm gonna go play around in a test world and just see whether you can actually create this farm in a 90-degree angle. I can't see any reason why not to, but yeah, I'm gonna go do that. I'll come back and we'll map out where we're gonna start putting it. And so yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Hi guys, welcome back. So I played around creative a fair amount. I think I have a working design to make a right angle farm. And really all you're doing is just having two farms side by side and just running at different angles. It's not really the same farm. It's just two farms that are close together, and that's kind of the best way to describe that. The closest I can get them here is kind of one block cornered here. I have the white here is 10 blocks long, and that's going to represent the last drop chute. The farm itself is going to run too wide. So those that kind of know what the design is like, it's going to be, each of the chutes will be like that, and the other one will be extended outside. And then the layer I have here is going to be the last drop, and above that we're going to have an extra row in here to push these guys over, so that they end up in a single wide down beneath. Get you back. Got almost all of them back. Cover this up Well, we're gonna be working there in a second. So yeah, that's the plan, and probably once we get down to the level at the bottom, these last two corner blocks we can open up. They don't need to be stubbed so that the farm is close there, and the enderman will kind of spill into those corners. But the drop chutes here have to be exactly like this. So we're at level 57, I think. Yeah, that's high enough that if we go around the outside of this to make our last drop chute, I think that'll be okay. So we can just start putting that in. Get rid of some of this stuff. And that'll really define down beneath how much we have to dig out, and so we can go around the outside of these. I lost my count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have to come on 1. Okay, you can go away. I just have to go around the outside of this. Okay, and now we have to go down 2 in here as well. So the layer I'm building right now is the last layer that resets their drop height, and below this layer, like from including this block, it's 43 down. There's going to be 2 wool more there, and 2 more wool. I said that wrong. Below this block is 40 down to where the enderman dropped down to, and that's how they lose enough health to be one-hit kills. So this part should look pretty familiar to most people. Who's seen the designs in that before. Happens is you get buttons on the bottom here, or any block that's transparent, and then you use vines here like that, and they'll grow down 1. And what that does is it resets their drop height, so that we control how far they drop exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this in here, guys. It'll be kind of a little bit finicky while I'm kind of working over the end there. Actually, it might not be too bad to have enough wool, probably, because once I have just a couple blocks on that side, I need to be down a little bit. So once I have those there, I can work from the top. Let's get rid of you. And yeah, we have a fair amount of clearing out to do underneath here. And I haven't actually measured where the bottom of the island is. We might be working underneath. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty finicky. Okay, I might just take a quick pause here, guys, and get the rest of these in. Come on. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have all of the 2 drop holes built up. I have slabs on them just for the time being because we left it uncovered for a bit and we now have a bunch of endermen. Which is going to be a pretty universal problem. I really haven't gone out and gathered enough resources yet for this, but I think these ones need to be on blocks, don't they? Shoot. These need to be set one back. I haven't done enough resource collection yet. So that's, that's kind of the next step, really. But, yeah. Okay, these can go here. I just wanted to show you here before we end the episode kind of the next layer up. I'm using the diorite, white? Yeah, diorite. Just kind of as a throwaway block, just because it's a lot easier to see and work with. And I don't even have any string to turn these on yet, but this is the idea. So your typical enderman farm runs too deep. So in addition to the drop row here, where I have these 3 white are going to be spawning pads as well. And we're going to have a second dropper just above this row to stop their fall damage. And then they come down, get into this row, get pushed all into this fall damage, this fall chamber, and then they go down and take their damage. So the idea is that they don't take any damage until they go underneath these vines. And yeah, this row here just pushes them all into the one row, just so that they're a lot easier to kill when they get down. So that's the idea of the next row. Really, right now at this point, we just have to go do a bunch of resource collection where we're going to be really short of stuff for the time being. So. So I'm just going to cover these up. Maybe the best way to run the redstone, I guess. Oh, those are in the wrong place. Whoops. Actually, they're going to have to be back one anyways. Three up, you go there. Okay, now when we run redstone, so the endermen come down into this 3 high. They get pushed over into the one row, and then they go down. And that's actually kind of the basis for the whole farm. Is the enderman can spawn underneath the tripwire hooks. As soon as they spawn, they trigger the tripwires, and they get pushed, and they go right down to the bottom. So, yeah. I guess I better add some slabs before we have a much more enderman spawn. That's going to be it for the episode, guys. I really don't have too much more I can do until we gather a bunch more resources. So, yeah, I'll come back with you I don't know, in a day or two. You got to spend a bunch of time digging out down to where the final landing pad is going to be. So we have to do that. We have to gather some resources, and we'll be back when we start to build the farm. See you guys then.